Our next guest does not eat meat, but his plants do. Kenny Coogan fell in love with carnivorous plants when he was 15 and has been studying them ever since.
Now he runs Critter Companions, a carnivorous plant nursery in Tampa, and he joins us this morning to share some of his knowledge with us. So welcome to the show. How you doing, Kitty?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Before we get to the plants that you brought with you today, where did this love for carnivorous plants come from?
Well, like you mentioned, a lifelong vegetarian, I thought it would be funny to grow carnivorous plants, and now I have a nursery, and I literally have 2,000 to 3,000 carnivorous plants.
Oh my gosh, and a book coming out soon, right?
Yeah. My third book, my only book on carnivorous plants, is coming out this fall.
Okay.
It's all about Florida's carnivorous plants because Florida has the most carnivorous plants out of all the states.
Okay. Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, I did not either.
We have over 30 species that are native to Florida.
Okay. So what is it about these plants that kind of fascinated you? Is it that they can eat bugs and that they're different, right?
Yeah, so they eat animals from microscopic organisms like protozoa.
Okay.
In Asia, some of them are large enough to eat a small rat.
Wow.
And so that's one thing. They eat animals is interesting. They're weird, but they're also beautiful.
Yes.
And they're also a little bit of a challenge to grow initially, but then there's like 3 easy steps to figure out how to grow them. And that is they need a lot more light than people think. They need pure water, so rainwater or distilled water. So city water and well water will kill them. And then the last thing is usually definitely don't fertilize them and don't overfeed them.
Okay, which could be the fun part. That might be why it's hard. But okay, so let's go down the line. So where do you want to start? With this plant over here?
Sure. So the first one is native to Florida. It's one of our native butterworts.
Is that this one right here?
Yep, and butterwort means greasy, like the Latin name pinguicula means greasy one or buttery one. So if you feel it, it feels like butter or grease. The entire surface of the leaf is sticky. And it mostly eats fruit flies and fungus gnats. And a lot of people are starting to grow house plants now, and a lot of people want that plant.
I'm sure.
Right, because it kills the bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right, so when you bring fruit home, it can take care of the gift that comes with that fruit.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So then the next ones, of course, are the infamous Venus flytraps.
Yes.
One thing we were talking about earlier is that the world record for this year is 2.2 inches wide.
So they're small.
Yeah, just a little bit bigger than that.
Okay.
They're from the Carolinas, but people planted them in Florida about 50 years ago, and they're still in Liberty County today.
Okay.
This next plant is native to Florida. Some of them are 12 inches, and they can go all the way up to 3 foot long, and their mouths are always open. So when people ask, like, what would eat a lot of bugs in their backyard, this is a great one because their mouths are always open. And then by the fall, this entire pitcher will be filled with wasps and moths and ants.
Really? And how does it, I mean, kind of describe it. Like, what happens if there was a fly or something flying around?
On the underside of the lid is some nectar. So they're not going to eat mosquitoes because mosquitoes want blood. So they're going to get a little bug that likes nectar. And in the nectar, there's a chemical called choline that makes the bugs drunk. And then they get a little tipsy,
and then they fall.
And then they fall in. And then at the base of the pitcher is some digestive enzymes that breaks down the insect in 2 weeks to 2 months, depending on how large the organism is.
This is a smart plant. Very, it's a lot of work.
This and the last one have these lids that prevent rainwater from going in.
Oh, really?
And another misconception is people want to add water to the pitchers, but you don't want to do that because that's going to get rid of the digestive enzymes. So it's going to make it harder for the plant to
So you don't want to put
Okay, all right. So work with the plant, not against it, right? But okay, we're just talking about mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And this bad boy takes care of the mosquitoes, right?
I need one of those.
So that's a native bladderwort, and they have these little bladders. They have these little balls on the stolons, and they vacuum up little microscopic things all the way up to the size of a small tadpole or a mosquito larvae. So people always want to know what's going to eat mosquitoes. That is, it's not very attractive. You would have to have maybe a 10 or 15 gallon pond in your backyard. But then with the addition to the pond, you're probably going to be bringing more mosquitoes.
True.
So just appreciate how beautiful they are.
Okay, we only have about 30 seconds. So
this is my favorite one right here on the far left.
The last one is from Southeast Asia. It's a pitcher plant, and that can grow 6 to 10 feet long.
Okay.
And that's a great one for inside or outside in a shady area.
All right. Well, thank you so much for bringing this knowledge to us. I learned so much today, and they are fascinating. Okay, if you want to learn more, you can find out more about carnivorous plants by visiting Kenny's website at kennycoogan.com. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.